Right, let's see. Oh dear. I need a haircut. Ugh, one of those things. Hey, Unrek. Right. And we're live. And we're continuing with the shirt. I actually ironed all the seams and had some ideas about how I'm going to do the seams. But we also have to start on the sleeves because, you know. And I need to start looking into. I need to buy some more of this, the soutache braiding, because we need to start thinking about what I maybe do it on the back. Do something on the back. That'd be cool. Even though you're not gonna see it, because I am going to wear armor over it. If I'm not wearing the armor or the cape, you can see it. So, it's a bit of fluff. Got my iron set up as well, so that we can iron if I need to. So. But yeah, it looks all looking to come together, and it's scary. So we got the pieces for the sleeve. That's the one I actually have the most idea about how I want to do the soutache braiding. So we'll start on that. And other than that, it's I still haven't bought. JR, good evening. I still haven't bought a new sewing scissors because I haven't found one that I want. So sadly enough, I'm back to my old cheapy ones, which is stainless steel instead of titanium. So and I cut paper with this one, so it's probably going to be a bit blunt, but that's happens when you manage to break your scissors. And that's the only thing that's broken. But it just means that I can't do this. It's the pressure that I put on. It bends, so I can't cut. So it's really annoying. So I haven't needed to. I have had that one since 2013. So I bought it in America back then. So yeah, I just have to find a new one. Which is really annoying. Sorry, cleaning up a little bit. But yeah, so plans for today. Sew up the little tail part that I'd not done yet. And one of the things I was looking at is how to do the seams, and I think I've got a different idea now from what I want to do. Still don't know 100% what I'm going to do with the front pleats, but I need to. Jason! Oh my god, a year as well! Oh wow! Yeah, because kind of last year I did a massive push with streaming. I streamed a lot during August, because August is my birthday year. So. But thank you so much for being subscribed for 12 months. I never thought I'd get to a point where I have people that have been subscribed for more than a year. So you and JR are the longest subscribers now. So. But yeah, thank you so much for all your support. It really means a lot to me. So. There's been moments where I'm like, shall I give up on streaming? And then I remember that there's people actually come and watch me. Even if it's two, there's still people coming and keeping me company while I do this. So it's been really good to keep myself going. To get this, otherwise I might have gone on to do something else already, because my ADHD is just one of those that I have a new hyper obsession with K-pop, and poor Henrik has to listen to me talk about it all the time. So yeah, yes, you're keeping me accountable So thank you so much. So what are the plans today? So, finish the tail. Or whatever it's called, I have no idea. Start on the sleeves. And now the only thing is, and have a look at the collar. I need to have a look at the collar as well. Because I don't think it's going to need any stiffening really, because I think I want to be able to go and put it down or put it up, because I'm going to have that big ruffle as well around my neck. So and we have to have a feel about what we're going to do with all the soutage braiding. I know some of it is simple and easy to do, but some of it I need to really look into, like how I'm going to do that. So yeah, let's get that going. That's what mouse. Here we go. So you can see. So I've ironed all the seams. It took me a while to find the right setting, but I ironed all the seams flat like that. And I think instead of doing the double, what I was thinking about is to literally just fold it over and just put a seam in like that and run it over there. And that means that just all the seams are going to have like a second line here, but I don't think I want that. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. I need to cut this collar too. Let's do that. But it feels nice to actually be, you know, get on with this, because I still need to. I mean, the big helmet is on its side until we do the chest armor, but I want to, after this I want to do the ruffle. After that I want to do the skirt and the cape. We do have to do the shoes as well. I bought some tape that has all the loops. That's very easy to put in, so we can do that as well, and then we can go back to foam. Or maybe I should go back to foam, because I'm going back to foam with my Sisters of Battle. Oh! I think a lot of you weren't here on Wednesday. Look what I did. Ta-da! I finished the gloves! I remember how frustrated I was doing that. So, I can even put them on. Yeah!
Where's the Emperor?
Ta 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 ta! Are there issues here and there? Yes, there are. But they're done! Look at the little boltings! I need to finish the inside still. So there's a seam here that I need to put some bias tape on, so that it's hidden. But now I just need to finish, stop my perfectionist mind and let me paint the chainsaw so I can finally completely sort that out. But yeah. Yay! Yes, I'm really happy about those. I need to get a thumbnail. I need to make a thumbnail for that video so that I can put it public. So but they're nice and tight, but not too tight. Because it's don't forget, again, it's leather. It kind of, when it gets warm, it forms to you. But yeah. Freaking proud. So yes. Right, another thing I need to do is set up my sewing machine. Where did I put it in here? Yes, it's in here. Put you back. Take the stretch needle out. And put a normal needle in. I'm going to use the 80. Just the red one. Yank. Foot. Put them there. Okay. One of the things I needed to finish, but I needed to iron this first, is this little tail. I have to figure out how the hell I'm going to seam that, but I have to speed it up a little because sewing gloves doesn't need to be a lot faster. There we go. Oh, and I need to pin a little closer. You have to turn tight. There we go. And I need to turn the iron on because I need to iron that before I do the rest. So, so now one of the things I need to try, one of these I had done, didn't I? Yes, I did this one. Now officially you top stitch on the other side, but I want to try because it's really hard. To do that, if the seam is on the inside, so if I'm gonna put you there, can I? Okay, I think that goes all right. When I do the bottom seam then it's completely encased. Okay, go in there, go straight. Now, the question is, because I have to put the sleeve still on, should I wait? But I wanted to test this. See, this is what happens. There's areas where it doesn't catch because I go too fast. Okay, but where it does go, I think it looks alright. And on the outside it looks fine. So I think that's a success. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So get 2 seams on each side. A stitch on each side. Don't know. You can't even see it. This is, you know. There's a stitch here. I have to take it out because I managed to miss some of the areas, but I actually think that makes it look really cool having 2 stitches on each side of the seam. Where is it? Here. Right. Let's take that bit out, but we know now that that's what I'm going to do. Right, where is it? There. Okay. Magnus. Yeah. This is the thing, it's always that way. All the extras on the plane are always rip-offs. So they're always like, oh, you can do tax-free shopping, and then you go and check, and you can actually buy a lot of stuff cheaper, because, yes, it's tax-free, but they just up the price. So you're not actually getting a better deal. I just did a test on something that I wanted to do for the seams. And it's what I want to do, but there's an area where I completely missed both sides, so I'm just ripping it out as you do. And the problem as well is, like, even if you go to an airport, I mean, freaking bottles of water are like $3. It's like, the fuck? They're like 3 times more expensive, but you can't take any drinks in. Yeah, you have to be careful, because you have to make sure. You have to check, just like in Australia, if you can take food through. I know you can't take drinks through. Now, in some airports, if you bring an empty bottle, you can actually fill up the bottle at different water points, saving you, not to buy expensive drinks. The funny thing about Rome has a lot of public water points in the city itself, where it's just drinkable water. So you can go out, walk around, take an empty bottle with you, and just fill up everywhere. A lot of people didn't believe me when I said it's drinkable water. It's like, you see all these people drinking it and not falling dead, so But it's worth, instead of, making, yeah. And sometimes pre-purchasing is cheaper than actually buying them on the flight itself. I don't know if you're going, when you're flying, if there's like a particular dinner time, lunchtime, something like that. But instead of actually pre-packing food, bring snacks. So bring... Yeah, no, alcohol or hot drinks are, that's normal. I always have a coffee on the airport. I know it's more expensive, but I always need, I always drink coffee at the airport. It's kind of like a ritual. But instead of like making a sandwich, I would bring like muesli bars or those kind of snacks with you, because when you fly at height, it all tastes different. It's gonna be extremely bland. It's just because of something to do with the. So it's yeah. So, well, how many hours are you flying? But yeah, I would don't bring things that can melt either. So don't bring things with chocolate in it. Yeah. Okay. So if you're leaving at 9 p.m. Oh, it's a time zone difference as well, probably. But you will find that a lot of food is bland when you're on a flight. It's something to do with the air, the altitude, all that sort of malarkey, even though you're in a pressurized cabin. So my recommendation is, if you fly at 9 p.m., you already have had your dinner. But by the time you're arriving, it's for your body. It's gonna be early morning. But I would say bring nut bars, crisps or chips, whatever you call them. Australia uses British terms, so it's crisps probably. Um, those kind of things. Yeah, and if you're arriving, well, are you arriving PM or are you arriving AM? 9. Because it's not that much of a time zone difference, is there? I think Japan is very similar to Korean time. Ah, okay, yeah, so you're arriving in the morning. So, yeah, I would recommend, since you're flying at 9, you'll have a dinner. Have your dinner as late as possible. But have snacks, but also go to sleep. Try and keep your rhythm going. So, like, by the time it's 11 or 12 a.m., 11 to midnight, try and go to sleep. I know it's difficult, but because you're arriving in the morning, um, it's going to be easier on your body if you manage to sleep. If I go to America, which has a massive time zone difference, oh fucking hell, 9 hour layover, Jesus. But that's probably why it's a cheaper flight. Yeah, my advice always is if you fly, don't bring like sandwiches or anything like that. Bring prepackaged snacks. Um, bring sweets. I don't know if you have any things like diabetics or any problems with that respect. Uh, but like Fruitella and stuff like that. Um, because that's just good to have your sugar going up. But yeah, a meal is yeah. Unless you're flying business class, it's just almost not worth it. God, I hate unpicking wool. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, bring pre-packaged snacks because if you don't eat them, you can keep them. And they usually don't get stuff. Yeah. I mean, like I said, a sandwich will probably taste really weird in the air. And it will dry out in no time. That's my experience. And I because you also have to be careful. The other country, just like Australia, doesn't allow foodstuffs. Right. Uh, in my first international flight was 1998. Well, no, that's my second international flight, but my first flight outside of Europe was 1998 to America. And I flew to Atlanta first, which was the longest one, and then it was a short flight to Kansas. and then I went back in '99. So then I went to Portland, Oregon. My very first flight was to Bosnia, where I was deployed, and when I was in the army. So yeah, that was a completely different sort of flight. That was on a C-130 freight plane, army freight plane, sitting sideways in. There's no seats inside that thing. There's just nets inside. Yeah. So that experience, my very first experience in a plane, was slightly different. Well, no, my very first experience in a plane was me going into a Cessna and jumping out at 10,000 foot. The second time I actually flew was going on then getting up and land was in a C-130 Hercules freight plane by the army going to deployment in Bosnia, or what's now Bosnia, was then called former Yugoslavia. So my very first real flight was to America. Other than that, we took cars everywhere. So, talking about the reason why we have so much security these days, 9/11. I actually was on holiday in Mallorca, which is near Spain. The Spain mainland. It's an island near the Spain mainland. When 9/11 happened. And I had to fly back. We saw that happen. We were in our it was sort of an apartment hotel type thing when it was on the news. When we saw it happen on the news, we still had to fly back. Yeah, that was everything was banned, even nail clippers. Everything was banned. That's when all the new stuff come in. A lot of that, security came in. Yeah, that was not fun. The atmosphere on the airport was no fun. And yeah, because in '99 I went to Portland, Oregon. In 2000 I went to Orlando, Florida. I traveled a lot to the US in the beginning. I think 2001 was Mallorca. I think it was. My problem is my dates in my head are dependent on which boyfriend was I with. That's how I kind of remember. Oh god. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I managed to do all these things was because I was in the army earning a lot of money, and when I was deployed in the former Yugoslavia, like I said, now called Bosnia and Herzegovina, for 6 months I got paid double, had no costs, because I wasn't home. And really didn't spend a lot of money. I bought a pair of Ray-Bans in the PX shop, from the British Army. So the British Army had shops. All the armies have different shops, and the British were the ones that were in command above the Dutch. And the PX shop, what it means is you can buy stuff at cost, because A, there's no VAT because you're not in the country that you live. There's no tax. And B, they're not allowed to make money, so you're paying almost at cost. So we bought all kinds. But that's a long flight, isn't it, Magnus? Tasmania to Melbourne. Because Tasmania's about there, Melbourne's about there. Or there. I always mess up where the cities are on the bottom. I know whereabouts Tasmania is. But also apparently this last week or last Saturday, it said it was my stream anniversary, but it didn't tell me which the actual date was. So apparently, and I can't remember when I really started streaming, but I know I got my affiliate in the same month that I started streaming. About an hour and a half. Ah, okay, that's not bad. So I used to play roller derby, and when people were complaining during the World Cup roller derby that people had to drive like 3 hours to different places or 5 hours to different matches, all the Aussies just piped up going, "Yeah, we have to fly because we can't drive." So, because there's a big thing. So if you're a roller derby player, the most important thing that you have are your skates. So a lot of people wanted to bring the skates in their hand luggage, because that way that if anything happens, helmets, pads, and they brought the mouth guard in their hand luggage. All that, yeah. You know, you don't want to lose your skates because you can't really borrow those because everybody needs theirs. And there was a whole thing after the whole security thing that a lot of people wouldn't allow skates on board because they were sharp. And we're like, no, not ice skates, roller skates. Roller skates do not have a blade, they're not sharp. And we had a lot of problems in the past, like people seeing the shape but not seeing the wheels because the wheels are separate in a separate box. They're like, you can't bring those because they're skates. They're like, no, they're roller skates. They don't have a blade. Like, no, skates are not allowed. Like, there's a difference. I know why ice skates are not allowed in hand luggage. Well, depends, because the roller derby skates, if you had good ones, they were super light. They were like mine. I still have mine because I should still go skate as an exercise. Mine are Bond, Aussie brand, and they're carbon fiber, so they're super light. The wheels are heavy. The bearings are not the bearings, but the suspension is heavy. The plates. But then again, I have a titanium plate. My skates weigh less than 2 kilos. Of course, it helps I have tiny feet, but for some reason, even though I'm 5'9", almost done taking this apart again. Now we can continue. Maybe I should do what I did with the robe and actually get the double-sided iron-on tape and put half in, and then it's easier. But I had so much issues trying to get it to go and fold over. Because it has to go that way. Oh, it's raveling. I don't want to do it like I do cotton with this, because I just feel like I'm going to put a hole in it. I'm very carefully just unstitching this. Wish I did it correctly in one go, and then I didn't have to unstitch it, but I mean, I get it if they were like, oh, you're going to skate around on the airport. Like, no. Yeah, you have to. This wall is just, you can see it unravels really quickly as well. So I have to be really careful. And then we'll iron the side bit and then the tail, and then put the tail together. And then we could start on the sleeves. Okay, slowly getting there. Oh. Oh, that's not bad. 10 kilos. That's like a small suitcase. But you might need it only on the way back and not on the way in, so... Ah. Come on. Come on. Where are you? There. This is the problem. Yes, yes. Yes, I tried something and it didn't work out. That's a difference in carry-on. That's weird. In Europe, in most places, it's 8 to 10 kilos carry-on and 23 kilos checked in. That's kind of standard for most if you get a standard ticket. But the very cheap tickets, you can only bring a... and that's usually... So there's a standard ticket and then you can bring one handbag type thing, like a laptop bag, handbag type bag. If you're flying cheaply, then all you can bring is like 8 kilos. So, yeah. I was surprised. Sometimes they actually do weigh. So when I flew to London, they actually did weigh my my hand luggage. I was surprised because I've never seen them do that before. I get it though, because people overload it, because I have done that in the past. So, but I'm pretty strong, so I can make it look like, oh yeah, this is nothing. Right, so let's iron the little tail. Ooh. Right. So this needs to be in the middle, like that, and then this needs to go straight on there. Right, iron it all perfect. Yeah, I'm really jealous. Then again, dependent if the Korean the K-pop group that I like, depending if they're doing a tour in Europe this next year, I might have a week holiday in Korea next year. They're the perfect ambassadors for that way. Because I was thinking, like, I've not been outside of Europe in a long time. Like, the last time I went outside of Europe was 2013. So I think I could. So, and now I have to make sure that this is perfectly straight. Yes. And then we can sew this. Up until the middle. Okay. Right. It's annoying when... So, this is annoying when you're flying with different flights, when the luggage allowance is different. Do I need to see where this line is? It needs to go all the way there. Stop. Okay. Right. So last year I flew from Warsaw to Southampton because I went to my friends Henrik and Fraxi. You've seen her in chat as well. And then had an internal flight from Southampton to Edinburgh, and then flew from Edinburgh back to Japan. Back to Warsaw. So the flights to Southampton and from Edinburgh to Warsaw were with KLM, and then the internal one was with Loganair. And if I booked it through British Airways with Loganair, because as I say, they work together, I got the international baggage allowance, because otherwise I would have had a problem as well with my luggage, because I brought a big suitcase that had all my stuff for the event in Edinburgh with me. So otherwise I would have had to pay a lot more extra for luggage. But yeah, that was it. That was interesting to try and organise that. Here we go. Look how cute that is. Little. Can you see that? Little tail here. Now how I'm going to do that with the seaming, I don't know yet. We'll find out. It's cute, isn't it? It's one of the reasons why I'm thinking of doing some soutage braiding on the back. And maybe some tiny things on the front. But I still have to organise the front with the so that it's at the second part here, so that it folds over. So that this is not raw, of course. So, but that's cute. I like that. And I'll have to do something like that with the seaming. We'll figure it out. Seams are the last thing I'm going to do. But yeah, at least that's together. Shouldn't have done that yet. Oh well, we'll figure that out when we're going to do the seams. But yeah, because I'm planning on doing the seams. So you got flap here, both sides, and then just let me show it on this one, because black is so difficult to see. So you got, when you have a seam like this, you've got the two sides. So what I'm going to do is literally just fold double and fold double, so that the raw edges are encased, and then just run a seam through, and then there'll just be two stitches on each side of the seam, and that just, you know, if it's everywhere the same, it just looks fine. Anyways, make some space, because we need to do the sleeves. Here. Oh yeah, and I need to cut the... I just saw this bit of fabric. You go there. Ugh. Okay, you go that way. Good. Ew. Right. I've got a bit of flap here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm so happy with this at the moment. I mean, I still need to finish it all off, of course, but can I? Because this is a straight edge, isn't it? Kinda. install this. Okay, okay. Were you here when I was showing off the gloves magnets? Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. So, on Saturday, I finished the gloves. Give me a shout if you get that. Ta-da! My Sisters of Battle gloves are done! Hey-ya! I still have to do the to neaten up the inside seam, but are they perfect? No. No, because I never made one. Well, no, I made bits out of leather. I never made a full one out of leather. So, but yeah. But it looks really good with the little things on there. Yeah, there's still a little bit deformities here and there, but I'm like, you know, I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, I need to sort out this pinky a little bit. But yeah, they're done. They're not perfect, but they're not gonna be. They're not for a competition. So this one I need, and I need these. I just need to check which way this one goes. So can I put it? Just need to get the grain right. There we go. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, because there is a max, I believe, to one suitcase. I'm pretty sure it's something like 23 kilos is the max for one suitcase, or 32 kilos is max for one suitcase. It may have changed, because the last time I worked for Emirates Airlines is more than 10 years ago now. I just realised. It's about 10 years ago now, yeah. I left them in 2015, 2016, somewhere there. So yeah, it's been a while. Time goes so fast. Right. Now this comes the problem. Now, oh no, I can try to see if these scissors work. I should have done it higher, shouldn't I? Oh well, never mind. Yeah, they kind of work. They're not as good as my fucking fabric scissors. Yeah, only the backhand is kind of cuts because This week I really have to order some new scissors. This is painful. Right, 1. Yeah, 32. Okay. Yeah, because I know that business class, first class checked luggage, the maximum weight is 32. Right, so let's put the markings on. So there's one there. Mark here. The thing is, you think you need it, but I don't think you're gonna need it. Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to bring a lot of hardcover books, you're not going to get at that weight. If you try and pre-pack the clothes that you're going to, yeah, oh, for sure. But try and pre-pack, because you're going for what? Week and a bit. And you never wear all the clothes that you bring. I haven't met anybody. Right, 2 weeks and a bit. I knew it was something in a bit. Because the amount of clothes that you bring, the only thing you actually use is underwear and socks. And maybe t-shirts. But unless you're going to like events that you need to have like a particular outfit for, and you know, like a celebrity needing to go to something. Exactly. But even if you bring clothes, your clothes are never more than 5 kilos. Your clothes are never more than 5 kilos. I have brought more clothes. Every time I went on holiday, especially when I went to America, the amount of stuff I brought back with me that I hadn't worn. Now, I always bring options. Because, for instance, when I was in Italy, and if I wanted to go inside and look at like the 16th chapel or anything like that, well, that's the only thing I think is like you're saying you want to bring stuff like that, but that you'll need a bigger hand luggage. Or a lot of pack bubble wrap. Pack bubble wrap. I did that. I packed bubble wrap because I knew I was going to bring back some frames and I was going to bring back a lot of books. Yeah, or fabric. Yeah. But your clothes, yeah, they don't have to weigh more than 5 kilos. Especially if you can wash. So think, where's the other 50 kilos coming from? People always offer. Then again, it's funny because, like I said, I worked for Emirates. I would just bring a couple of things of bubble wrap. Or if it's cheaper in Japan, buy bubble wrap there. But bubble wrap is so much better than fabric. Because fabric doesn't have any... It protects if it breaks. It protects it from going all over your suitcase. The fabric would be good to wrap knives in. Well, you know, protect them from bumping around. But for pottery, I'll be bringing bubble wrap. Bubble wrap weighs nothing. It weighs nothing. It's very easy to bring with you. See, what would my suitcase be full of from Japan? K-pop albums. A K-pop merch. Oh yeah. Just make sure you tick the box. Because it will show up on the x-rays. Every country has those. Have a massive amount of laws in that respect. Right, so exactly declare everything. So one thing I learned, so I said if I ever go to Australia or New Zealand, declare everything. Do you have this? Well, maybe. I know not to bring sandwiches on the flight to Australia. And they'd rather have you say yes and check it and then say it's fine than those people thinking that they can bring in seeds, fish, beef, and all that sort of stuff without declaring. Those Border Patrol things are just absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. I've watched those Border Patrol videos, the TV shows. Oh yeah, no, but it's like people think they bring home whole foodstuffs, thinking that that Australia doesn't have food. It's like Right, so alright, let's do this. It's usually the seafood that I'm like, the fuck? It's like I don't like seafood. I'm allergic to most of it as well. At least that's not so unusual as me being allergic to tulips. Because as a Dutch person, it's just still hilarious to me. Right, you go aside, you go forward. About there. I just find it funny thinking that people think that they can use the same for people that smuggle drugs and like thinking that they can put like either Teflon around it or that aluminium foil stops X-rays. It's like, no. sorry to burst your drug busting habit, but no. And what's the other thing that people try and do? Smother it in like oils and stuff like that, so that they think that drug thugs don't get it. Oh yeah, absolutely. If it's commercially packed, there's a lot of stuff that you can bring with you. But people, I've seen in those shows, I've seen people bring cooking pots with the food in it. It's like, no, if it's commercially packed, it's like certain countries, like, you know, in the Netherlands, of course, we've got the tulip bulbs. And I don't know if it's still the same, because I don't bring these. But to bring back tulip bulbs to the US and to Australia and a couple other countries, they have some regulations about how they're packed and what certifications it has. Because you can bring them. No worry, Henrik. I'll see you later. But you can bring those, but they have to be certain certification, and they have to be packed in a certain way. And all the sellers know this. All the tulip sellers in the Netherlands know about these rules because, you know, it's in their advantages to say no, you can bring them, but you have to do this. And then they ask you, do you have any plant material? And you say yes, and then you show it and they say this is fine. And if it's properly packaged and you don't declare it, it's still a problem because you didn't declare it. So yeah. Alright, let's turn that inside out. Make it pretty. There we go. And then we have to iron it because otherwise it doesn't fold properly. Yeah, or put a bag in your luggage. That's what I usually have one sports type bag in my luggage extra, just in case. Or I pack a backpack. Usually it's a backpack. I have a couple of big backpacks. So I used to work for Adidas. Why can I... how can I do this? Oh, probably. I just have enough. If I bought something else, I'd just have like more suitcases up here. Although I had to buy a new one because my other one died. I know, it's a sleeve one. It's a sleeve iron board. So you can put the sleeves through here. So you put the sleeve in here so you can iron the sleeve easier. But it's for me it's like to do this. I've got the big iron board here. But I only need that for the big stuff. Alright. Took me a while to find the right heat settings because I've put it on cool first because it's a wool mix and I don't know how much heat it could take, and then slightly go up and up. Oh yeah, no, absolutely no, I have my own. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need this one. No, that's too risky. Especially internationally. So one thing that happens sometimes, because in the Netherlands, when the drugs dogs go past you, and they're like, "No, I've been around people who've smoked or used drugs, but I didn't." But it's always you're going to be checked because the dog hit on you. Right. How does that look? So when I went to London, I booked my flight late. I was stupid of myself. But the return flight, it was about 60 euros more to fly business class. So I was like, for 60 quid, it's worth it. Use of the lounge, free food and drinks in the lounge, a better seat, food on the plane, even though it was like a two and a bit hour flight, and priority booking, which was hilarious. Because a lot of people didn't think I belong in that queue. Right. Do I stop stitch now or do that later? Might as well do it now. This is why I really want ATEEZ, the K-pop group I really like, to announce if they're going to do a European tour soon or not, because then I can look into actually booking flights and hotels. Dudes, tell me. Because if they are doing a European tour, the chances are I will go to at least 2 stops. First time, so I can just, you know. The only thing, the one thing, I don't understand why people fly in shorts. Because but then again, I may be a little bit like, if anything happens type person. That's why I wear cotton or denim. Because plastic melts into your skin if anything happens, fire or anything. So I may be one of those people in that respect. I'm kind of unprepared. I'm one of those people that travels with a first aid kit in their luggage. So, yeah. The 3 days I spent in London, so I literally arrived on the Friday, had the event on the Friday night and the Saturday, and flew back on Sunday. I had my first aid kit with me. If you ever seen polyester clothing melted on someone that's been in a fire, you don't want to wear plastic ever again, or polyester on somewhere where you could potentially be in a fire. So yeah, denim for me all the way, or cotton. It's also a bit sturdier, just in case. I know I'm a weirdo in that respect, but that's the ex-army person in me. I want to be prepared if something happens. But polyester melts at such a... It doesn't even have to be a fire. It just has to be hot and polyester melts. And it's horrible. So yeah. Yeah! One piece of... So, there we go. Comma, done. 80 AUD! Wow. Then again, I'm a cheapskate. I think the one that I bought, which is a 45-litre one, it's a medium suitcase, was 20, would be about 20 AUD. Where am I going to put you? You go hang here for a sec. Microphone stand. Perfect for that sort of stuff. What time is it? Okay. Okay. Right, so we have to do the sleeve. Oh yeah, but I mean, the one that broke, I've had that since before 2013, because I know I took it to America. And it only died this year. This year. And I flew, like I said, I flew to America, I flew all over the place, and it was the suitcase I used for my business. So it carried metal poles, it carried metal hangers, it carried, because I used to travel by car to all these events, so it would have all the things. So I have a grid wall that I put all the hooks on, and that were the big hooks, and then put hangers on that with the clothing. That traveled in there, and it traveled also with my mannequin bums. So I have had loads of things that I carried around with it. So right, so let's see if this is big enough to do something out of. Where's this area there? Okay. Because then it goes to the normal area over there. Okay, I think I can actually disconnect my... Because we're just doing mostly sewing for the next hour at least. Okay. Disconnect! Yeah. I have to think about the electricity. Oh. So let's see. I'm gonna put it this way right then. Where's the edge? There. Okay. That works. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if you're buying things there, make sure. But also look at, because you can buy, I think you can buy tax-free in Japan. I don't know if they've got the same thing as they have in most places. But you have to make sure there's a certain amount you can buy abroad tax-free. But if you go over a certain amount, when you come back to Australia, you might have to buy taxes over it if it's over a certain amount. So I would definitely keep an eye on that as well, because I have no idea how much that is, because I have seen them go through and look at watches, phones, things you bought abroad, that there is a certain amount you can buy tax free, but if they see that you brought in like a God knows how expensive iPhone from abroad, they're going to check that you bought that abroad. So have a look at the amount that you can get in tax free, because it's probably one of the things you'll have to declare as well. Especially if you're going to bring receipts and they're going to look at that going, oh, you brought this abroad, you've gone over the amount of tax free stuff that you can buy. You may have to pay taxes over this. Because what they're looking at usually is people that want to resell. Yeah, but yeah, keep an eye on it though. Just check the amount, because the last time I worked for an airline is a long time ago, so things may have changed. But in the meantime, it's good to check these things, to make sure that there's not a maximum amount you can buy tax free. Because people usually forget that they can buy tax free. Sadly enough, I've been in Europe most of the time, and we don't have that. We have all the taxes shared within Europe, so. Now I know why I prefer my sewing scissors, because, oh, my hands hurt. Right. Why am I keeping all these bits? It's because I have a couple of ideas I want to do. Probably large enough. Ugh. There we go. Just marking the middle lines. I'm marking the braiding. Now, especially since you want to buy knives and watches and stuff like that, that's why I'm saying it. Okay. Okay, so that's all the markings. Yeah, so I just know about it. Just, you know, be aware of it. Again, it's one of those things like as long as you're aware, you don't get caught out. And it's not going to be a surprise. Right. And that's the... Oh, no, those markings. Okay. That's the bottom sleeve. Now, let's fold it double. Don't think I need to actually though. I'll fold this over. Oh, sorry, microphone. No, so if I go all the way, here. So, can I do this? No. Okay. So it's not wide enough to go next to each other, so I just have to put this straight. Ish. That's wide enough for that one. Yep. And then this one. Okay. Right. Please don't do what I do and don't put pins in your mouth, but it's a habit I have never gone out of, but yeah. I've never swallowed one. Oh yeah, the food's going to be amazing. The thing I have is I am allergic to shellfish. And so anything like mussels, mollusks, crab, something like that. I have anything with shells, lobster. So I have to be so careful. Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm considering Korea over Japan. Because although Korea has a lot of seafood, it also had a lot of Korean barbecue stuff. So now, luckily, I am not allergic in the sense of anaphylactic shock type, because I don't carry an EpiPen on me. I'm not like death, I won't go into anaphylactic shock on it. What happens is I get extreme amount of... Yeah, you never tested it. Now, since I've had a reaction, I had shrimp as a kid, I had a reaction. So what happens is, especially, and I get this, every allergic reaction I have is usually on my arms for some reason. So I usually get like swelling and rashes, and it usually starts on my arms, and it's usually around my neck here, this area here. So it's not anaphylactic shock type allergic. My arms, my skin hates me. I had let me think. Eczema, and in your elbows and then behind your knees. Then I had a massive eczema patch underneath my mouth here that took forever to find medication for that stopped it. I have rosacea, which is inflammation underneath the skin. That's why I wear makeup when I'm on stream, because my face in general is a little bit red. Because of the... I've got little veins that are visible because of the amount of shit that happened. So yeah. My skin hates me. It seems every reaction that I have is on skin. Yeah, well, one of the things. Oh, this one luckily is not skin related, but it's more digestive system related. Ever since, maybe TMI, but ever since I started perimenopause, menopause, I can't eat bread or pasta. I tried gluten-free bread, thinking maybe I've got a gluten sensitivity. No, even gluten-free stuff. Nope. I'd be taking a pack of Rennies in every 2 days. But before that, I've always been absolutely fine. It's just ever since I started that, my body's like, nah, not doing that. So for the longest time, I tried to figure out why have I got so many problems with my stomach ever since I started. So I started cutting out certain things. And it's only when I cut out pasta, and my first name is Italian, I like Italian food. Ever since I cut out that, and even though I realized, okay, so maybe it's gluten, I'll switch over to gluten-free stuff. Still happening. And ever since I stopped eating pasta and bread, I'm fine. Though I have lost weight. I've lost about 5-6 kilos since. So yeah. So I switched to rice as an accompaniment. But yeah. I had to give up. I know, I mean, I still have an occasional pizza. I just know that after that, I'll have to make sure I have Rennies in the house as well. I have to have antacids. So occasionally, you know, garlic bread. I miss garlic bread so much. It's not fair. And I don't know what it is, because like I said, it's not gluten. I can eat oats, because I make my own muesli. From rolled oats, hazelnuts, almonds, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, salt, cinnamon, and honey, and coconut oil. So I have my own recipe that I make. Oh, oats are fine. I can have instant oats, I can have oats. It's purely pasta, so maybe it's wheat. Or maybe something within... I don't know. I give up. I want tote... Oh! I can never pronounce this. I can see the word in front of me. Tapioki? Korean barbecue. Where you sit and they have this thing. I've been here in Warsaw to one. And you have that big fire in front, and then no, it ends bioki. God damn it! Now I have to look it up because my brain says, "What is it?" Teokbokki. Teokbokki. God damn it! I probably pronounce it terribly because Korean is not my language. I'm learning Polish. It's hard enough. Bulgogi's nice, but that's just a rice bowl. It's this. Bokki or tatabioki, something like that. It's something to do with rice. some sort of spicy rice cakes. Oh, might be too much for me, but what they do is so at Korean barbecues, they make it into like things that you can put on the thing. At least, yeah. At least that's what I've seen. So the Korean K-pop group that I follow, I've seen them do that, and they were talking about it. So that's why I was like, I want to try that. Because they do it at a Korean barbecue. It might just be something that it's certain ones that do it. I don't know. But yeah, I've been very interested in how different the culture is. I mean, I've always been fascinated by Japan because when I was a teenager, I did karate. I trained karate, and my sensei was Dutch, but he was trained by a Japanese sensei. So even at 16, I was given sake if I graduated from a grade. So so Japan has fascinated me always because, you know, I can count to 10. That's the only thing I've remembered. And I did Bokendo and what's the other one with the wooden swords? Bokendo is long staff fighting. Before anybody says it, yes, I've done a lot in my life. I'm old. And that's why I want to continue. Because so when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I felt like my life stood still. Because I thought I had to grow up and do normal stuff, and I think I missed out on a lot of stuff. Because, like I said, I traveled to America a lot in my early 20s, and then for some reason I kind of stopped doing all that. So yeah, don't ever grow up. Do all the shit you want to do. It's a trap! As you've heard me say before, growing old is inevitable. Growing up is optional. Oh, this is so painful on my hands. Oh yeah, exactly. I always say money comes back. If you work for it. Suddenly, all my money is in my fucking apartment. I'm doing okay. I mean, I can't complain with the way my life's going, but I spend my money because that's what it's for. And probably the best financial decision I've ever made was not having kids. Guess what's expensive? I was lucky enough in the UK to get the opportunity to get on the housing market, and I think because I did that before the whole 2008 problematic financial area, I keep going out of frame. Trying to figure out which way I need to put it. Do I just need to make my... There we go. That's better. And so far, every time I bought a house... Negatron! Hello! So every time I bought a house, it's gone up in value. So I've made profit because I always pay off my mortgage. I don't do the silly thing of only paying the interest because that's silly. So yeah, at the moment my house that I am in is worth 3.6, a little over double what I paid for it. Oh, I need a new PC. I want to stream, so I've been saying I want to stream a VR game called Sisters of Battle Sister. And I tried to set it up, and my PC is not strong enough. It can play the VR game without too much of an issue. But as soon as I turn on OBS, it's like, nah, we're going to lag. So, yeah. It's not going to happen. Right, that's those parts of the sleeve cut off. And now I need to do those long strips that I've been talking about, right? I've written down somewhere what I need to... Oh, here. I need 2.5 centimeters of 72 and 4.5 centimeters of 83 centimeters long. Okay. I'll sit But yeah, I need to update probably the CPU. And I only have a GTX 1660 Super, so yeah. Is this 48 is 56, so this is long enough. Okay, so if can I put you nicely on the line? So I only have to do one cut. Oh, that's not straight though. I should use this as a guide. You have a 3070? I have a 1660 Super and that was upgraded from the GTX 660. In this streaming PC is a GTX 660. That's probably about 15 years old now. Oh yeah. I won't be stripping any clothing. Oh, this is not a straight line though. That's about reasonably straight. How wide is this? This is 4.5 centimeters. That's easy. No, it's not. Too bad. So, problem is fabric moves. It's such annoying. So, make a line. Ah, see, I am funny. I've always had AMD CPUs. So this is going back to just when the Pentiums came out, Intel Pentiums came out. Before that, they didn't exist. So you had 286, 386, 486, and after that, you could upgrade to a Pentium. That's when the Pentiums came out. Don't ask me when it was. It was a long time ago, that's for sure. And so I upgraded my PC to an Intel Pentium processor. I had so much issues with it that I was like, I'm never buying an Intel again. And actually, I've never since bought an Intel. And we're going back 20 plus years. So I can hold a grudge. It was I think it was the main problem I had was the service I was getting, because back then you had to phone the support, and being a woman on the phone, even though my voice is not the girliest of girls, the amount of fuckery that I had to go through for being a woman that knew about computers. I counted it when I went to, the big marketplaces, the big halls where you can. Back then, you were like, it was like a market where you go and buy computer parts. Even though it's like, you don't have to ask boyfriend, dad what you have to buy. Like, my dad knows fuck all about computers. Fuck. There you go. 1993. So yeah, I was about 20 then, and I'd already been building PCs since I was 16, so about 4 years then. Yeah, I get that a lot. Yep. Welcome to my life. I live a 20-something life in my 50s. Because fuck growing up. Oop, wrong side. Oh god, I need 2 of these. Oh, fucking hell. Got 2 sleeves. Damn it. Then again, I've always been the kind of person that's like kicking against like what's expected, so 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Half, 1, 2. Jesus. I have a Ryzen 5 3.6 6 core at the moment on my gaming PC. I do have 32 gigs of RAM. I upgraded not long ago, like last year, I think. That doesn't look right. Yeah. Right. Now, the thing is, like, the reason why, so, my PSU died. My power supply died. And that is the main reason why it's like, right, I need an upgrade. So I bought a new case, because the old case had a broken foot. That's the one that's here now. And I decided at that time to also update my graphics card. And during COVID, I think my motherboard died. So that's when I updated my motherboard. I've got a good motherboard. Don't need another one. But I could do an upgrade on my CPU. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can probably... I need to check how far my mobile can go, what heights I can get on it, what's the highest AMD Ryzen I can do. Because I don't rather. I mean, the motherboards aren't that expensive, but I'd rather not spend that money and be able to go like a better GPU. However, if I'm looking at GPU, I'm looking probably at the 3000 series now. I won't be able to go much higher, money wise. Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. Mine is AM4 as well. I've got the MSI B450A Pro, which is a really good one. But it's an AM4. So, but there's your PSU, so your CPU is a lot higher than mine. But I'm thinking of getting a 7. But then I'm stuck. If I keep my motherboard, I'm stuck on being an AM4. But I think because it's AM4, I'll be able to afford it. Yeah. Yeah, I just play VR, so I've got a Vive Cosmos. I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber lately. Kind of just because it's exercise as well. It's a, why is it exercise for me? Is because I actually dance. Yeah. Right, the B550M. Yeah. You got the one that came out after mine. And Gigabyte and MSI are 2 really good brands. It's just they don't motherboards don't cost a shit ton. But yeah, I've started playing AT's the band that I like. There's a couple of custom songs, so I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber again. But since I can't not dance to that music, so Yeah. So, you know, it raises my heart rate, and that's what cardio does. And then I need to actually start implementing some weight training as well. And then now that I've lost some weight, I'm like, yep, I need to get my ass into gear and do that. Oh, okay. Right, yes, the Aorus. Okay. Because a lot of motherboards have Wi-Fi on them now, and I'm like, I really don't need that. And they're usually a lot more expensive, and I'm like, it's a bit useless for me. The only thing is, if I upgrade, that means I can upgrade this one. Although I don't think it can handle the CPU, so yeah. Yeah. I mean, Bluetooth would be handy because, like, I use Bluetooth for like my Polish lessons. I use Bluetooth headset. This computer, I can't have Bluetooth on it. I have a Bluetooth mouse on it, but so that's one device. I can't have any more. That was the biggest problem I had with my. And if I upgrade my GPU, the other GPU will go in here because at the time I was like, I really don't need it, so I didn't get it. But yeah, it just depends. If I can get a good AM5 Mobo CPU combo, then yeah, I'll get that. But if I don't have to, I can upgrade a bit to a bit better, like 8 plus core AM4. I might do that. I'll save myself a 200 slotty on a new Mobo. Hang on. Make it a straight line. Why can I not do straight stuff? I really should measure, because I have no idea if I already have the length that I need. So one of the things I'm going to do, I'm looking at the time. I think I'm going to do the, because I need to ruffle all this. I think I'm just going to do that off stream, because it's so fucking boring to watch for you guys. I always make these jokes, but it's truly, I can't make a straight line. So I need 72 and 83. So 83 is the longest. So 50, so 33. Oh, I'm here. There we go. That's the length I need to be. Well, I disagree with that. Um, but then again, I would consider polyamory. Because I'm not planning on living with someone ever again, so I don't want them to not have that option to want to live with someone. It just means that you have too much choice, and believe me, that's a problem. I consider myself pansexual. Oh, that's another one, yeah. I just don't want. It's one of the reasons I say that is because I don't think I ever want to live with someone again. I've after having lived with people for so long, in my current apartment, there's no space. There's absolutely no space. This room, the second bedroom, is my craft room. It's full. My bedroom is quite small in this apartment. The living area is quite big. But where normal people have their dinner table and chairs, that's where I have my computer set up and my work table. So I've got a corner desk that has my gaming PC on there. Then the desk next to it is my desk with my work laptop and screen. And then the table after that at the moment is a mess. But it has my silhouette cutter on it because there's no space here. And at the moment a bunch of other crafting material. Because it's kind of spillover. And in the middle of where most people would walk, in the largest part of my apartment, I have a dance pole. Have I been able to use it? No, because I fucking injured my shoulder just like a month or two after I got it. And only this year I actually have been able to use both shoulders without any issues. So yeah. How is somebody else putting their stuff in here? Because if I ever get with somebody else, I bet they'll have hobbies like me. So where are they going to put their stuff? And I'm not going to buy a house again with somebody else on the name, and then when you split, you have to go through all that shit, splitting all your stuff and assets again. I've been through the whole splitting assets thing before, and I'm twice. I am just not doing it ever again. They can have their place. I'll have my place. And then I can kick you out of my house when I want to. I can leave your house when I want to and have my own space again. I've gone through that twice of having to split assets after a relationship breaks down, and it... Fuck off that shit. Yeah, it's such a fucking pain. And the first time the house was in both our names, and I said, let's get a valuation. Your parents helped us with the deposit, and whatever the valuation is over what we paid, we'll take off what your parents paid, and then whatever is the rest, I will take half. You can pay me half, and I'll sign over the house to you. So I did that. So the house was worth 25 grand more, and we literally lived there 1 year. His parents paid 5 grand. I said, right, 10 grand, I'll sign the house over to you. And with that 10 grand, I bought my own house. In England. Now, I know for people now, the current generation, it's really hard to get on the housing market in whatever country you live in. Because salaries haven't risen, but the house prices have. And then the second time, it was actually my house, because I bought it. And then the partner I was living with, we needed to do the roof. And I wouldn't be able to get it done on my salary alone. So we had to apply for a joint mortgage. But he never paid for his half. So it was still my house, in my opinion. And then when we split up and I sold the house, I had to go through all that shit of going. He's like, well, my name is on the mortgage. I'm like, yes, but I put this much money in the house because I sold my previous house for a lot of profit. I sold the previous house for double the price than I paid for it. I said, I put that money in. I want that money back. That's not your money. So, and then we split it. And that's why when I bought this apartment, I said, never again. Never doing that again. You can have your assets. We can have my assets. I don't want to get married. I've never wanted to get married. I don't. No. Kids. Babies are creepy as fuck, so no. So yeah, I'm like, nah. Not doing that again. Would I consider a relationship? Maybe. Here in Poland, it's not going to happen. Besides, men my age are fucking boring. Sorry. And with my age, I mean in their 50s. But when you do it with close friends, you will put a contract in. Right? Because when you're in a relationship, people are optimistic, of course. You're not going from the assumption that your relationship is going to fail. Although most relationships do fail. So yeah, you would put it on paper. What will happen if, who's responsible for what? Who's responsible for, how you split the bills, how you organize maintenance in the house. You don't do that when you're in a relationship. People don't. People don't put on paper what's going to happen if one of you loses their job. Which is what happened to me. And my ex. Because he didn't work for 6 months until we moved to Poland and he got a job there. Guess who had to pay the bills? Me. Because, So those are things you have to consider when you start buying a house. If you do it with a friend, then again, whether it's platonic relationships, romantic relationships, sexual relationships, because there are many forms of relationships. Put everything on paper. Everything. Every fucking thing. What happens if someone dies? Make sure you have insurance. One of those things. What happens if somebody doesn't have the money to pay for their bills because they spend it on, I don't know, a new car? What if somebody breaks something? Because believe me or not, these things are going to be hard. I'd love to be somebody's aunt and go like, you want life advice? I got life advice. Been there, done that, got the fucking medals. And I've got real medals as well. I've got a NATO medal and a Dutch Army medal, so. There's many things I'm not. Well, no, there's things I've not done, but. Oh yeah. One of the things I do need to do, And I haven't done yet, and I really, every time I say to myself, I have to do this. I need to organize a will and stuff like that. I have family. I have a brother. I have an aunt and uncle and a cousin. I have more, but that's my mum's side, and I don't care about my dad's side. My dad, as far as I know, is still alive. I haven't been told by my niece, who's on Facebook friends with, that he died, so I assume that she will tell me if that happens. But yeah, since, you know... Well, yeah. Well, no, I can't say that, because I travelled to America to meet people I've never met before. I never even seen, because back in the days we didn't have videos. The game I was playing was a text-based game. So yeah. So let's turn that off, because next thing I need to do is ruffle these to the size so that they fit on there. But that's boring shit, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I will do that off stream. I'll probably do that while we'll do popping. Tomorrow, when I'll step away from my work computer once in a while, I'll sit behind my computer going... Is this the right size? No. Okay. But yeah, shit happens. I need to make sure that, you know, if something happens to me, if my cat's still alive, my gecko's still alive, make sure that someone is there that has the authority to sort my life out. And this is one of the reasons why I literally been clearing out things and putting things on Vinted. Can I? Hello? There we go. Because when my mum passed, the amount of shit that you had to clean up after someone, the amount of stuff people collect, and I've hoarded things because I didn't have a lot when I was younger, so I kind of found it really hard to throw things away or give things away. So I wouldn't want someone to go through some of the shit that I have at the moment. So I've been selling a lot of shit off. I mean, I've got CDs from the 90s. Like, why do I still have them? I don't listen to them anymore. I mean, yes, Space Jam soundtrack is fucking amazing. But why do I need a CD of it? So yeah, I've been slowly clearing out shit. And then again, I started hoarding K-pop albums, but, you know, what can I say? What can I say? So yeah. But yeah, I need to get a lawyer organized. That, you know, that if I do die, that so there's someone there that can organize getting my apartment empty, organize selling the house, organize where the money's going. Does it go all to my brother? No. Oh yeah. Oh, there's so many things I would want to go and see in Japan. There's so many interesting things. And it's the same for Korea when I started looking into Korea a lot. But yeah, you know, it's kind of why I don't worry too much about money. I can sell the house and my mortgage will be paid. So, yeah, I mean, Japan is expensive. It's the problem of being an island. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, we'll get organized. So, right, so I feel like I've not done a lot on stream. Good luck to chatting. But we cut out the sleeves. Sleeves ready. Got the frills ready. So I'll get them all ruffled up. And we've done the tail. And we did a test for... No, I don't mind that. It's better than being quiet. Done the tail and we done a test. The longest it took me 50 minutes just to unpick that fucking seam that I did badly. But at least I know now what I want to do for the seams. So I might pull out the double-sided tape, the iron-on tape, so that I can fold over the first bit so that it stays in, and then fold it over and then sew it. Because that's the biggest problem, is like when you fold it over, and then you fold it over again, that this bottom bit that gets pushed out while you're sewing. So if I get some double-sided iron-on tape and fold the first half over, that stays there then, and then I can just fold it over and sew it. So but yeah, I will do the ruffling. I'll do the ruffling off stream. So I can do that simply putting the stitches through and just sit behind my computer, because it's really quiet at the moment, because what I deal with a lot of government agencies, and they're all on holiday as well, so it will probably get busy soon again. But we've got all the bits for the sleeve. So literally that, and then this one goes here, this one there, and then that one, and then the thin one. So the top, the first ruffle, middle part, this second ruffle above the elbow, and then the bottom part. And then we need to organize all the... So these, I've put them in there, didn't I? Here. So and I need to put all the soutage braiding on. Like, there's one to that one. And then there. And over here. And I need to decide whether I'm just going to put them to a little bit here, or if I'm going to put all the way through. And then it goes on the bottom as well. There. And there. So I need to get that all sorted. So yeah. So unless this K-pop band, the group that I'm following, goes on tour in Europe, I might be going to Korea next year. Nice! Don't lose too fast. I learned my lesson. Don't lose weight too fast, because it's easy to keep it off if you do it in one go. And believe me, you'll be walking a lot in Japan, so you'll get your steps in. So right. I don't know when I lost these 5 kilos. Yes, correct. That's correct. About 1 kilo a week. Yeah. I do have a degree in exercise and health science. That's why, like a university degree, like a BS in science, a BS bachelor degree in science from the University of Salford. So yeah, that's correct. Nice. It's this thing, isn't it? I think everybody has had this since COVID. I think a lot of us have become a lot more sedentary because of COVID, because you were just not going out. Um, so where usually would go take the metro into town and just walk around and go to different shops. Since COVID, I've not really done that. So that's why it was nice that when I went for my birthday, I just went outside and just did some shopping. Didn't buy much. Bought a pair of new shoes. Um, but that's why I go to TK Maxx. I don't pay full price. Um, but I used to do that, or I would walk to work. I work from home now. Now I wouldn't give up working from home because it takes me an hour and a half and a bit to get to work. I would have to drive to the train station, hope that I have a parking spot, take 40 plus minutes, drive to, hang on, let me go this, 40-minute drive, a 40-minute train ride to the city centre, depending on how I'm taking the route, because it's changed since COVID, and then have either a 5-minute walk to work or a 50-minute walk to work. So I'm not missing having to leave, because back then I used to work from 8 to 4, and now I'm working 9 to 5. Having to leave at like 6:30 in the morning to be at work for 8. So I need to send this song to Fraxi. He's our resident caffeine addict. So, but yeah, so well, no, I don't really work 9 to 5. I only work 30 hours a week. So Mondays I work 9 to 5. On Tuesdays I work 9 to 4. Wednesdays I'm off. That's why I'm streaming on Wednesdays. And Thursdays I sometimes work 9 to 5. Sometimes I work 9 to 4. Depends on how many days in the week there are that are work days. And or if there's any bank holidays, because bank holidays are 8 hours. And then Fridays I work 9 to 4. So, yeah, and now that, I can literally, I set my alarm for 7:30, but I get up at like 8, and then I've got an hour of getting breakfast, getting showered, getting ready, chill, check all my social media, upload a video. So, but yeah, I only work 30 hours a week, and that's only because my mortgage is really, really low. Because when I sold my house in the UK, I had quite a lot of profit because of 10 years of paying off a mortgage. And, yes, YouTube. I need to kind of a thumbnail created, because if I don't talk enough in the beginning, I don't get a thumbnail with this image to put up automatically. So I have to make one. And I'm lazy. So, because houses or the apartment that I bought was a lot cheaper, my mortgage is really, really low. So could I work full time and earn more money? Yes. I would have more money if I worked full time. However, I like my free time. I call myself semi-retired, because I can live off the money I make from 30 hours a week. So why work more? I'm in my 50s now. Why not? Does it ever happen in the future? I may have to change that. Yeah. But then I know that I can. I can go to my job and say, hey, I want to work 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week. And then they're like, why? It's like, well, cost. Something happened. Not only that, I have a pretty good private health insurance here in Poland. So, yeah. I don't have to worry about that. So, yeah. Exactly. It's yeah. Exactly. I'd rather have less working hours and spend more time on other things. life is too fucking precious to spend it all the time. I think, sadly enough, I can't. I have to change my contract, and if I change my contract, I'm going to be stuck for a while. But I can save up. I have no problem saving up. At the moment, I'm paying off my credit card for my trip to London. But literally, before. Is it August now? September, November? Yeah, by December it will be paid off. No problem. And then I have quite a lot of money on that credit card. So I can just, spread payments. That's the only reason I got a credit card. Because if I want to buy something big like plane tickets, I can put it on my credit card and just pay it off in 3 or 4 sections. And with a credit card, like sometimes I buy something from a website I may not have bought before. And I'm like, I did all my checks. I'm pretty sure this is a website is legit. But I still use my credit card just in case. Because it's better protection. So. Right, let's have a look-see. Anyone I'm following still streaming? I might just throw you all to going ape. I just don't want to think. I haven't raided them in a while. They're making a mermaid skirt. Alright. Oh, I just realized this song is called Tutula Lives. Yeah, I'm going to raid Going Ape cosplay. Becky is streaming. Lovely cosplayer, amazing large costumes that she does. Has won prizes and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, say hi to her. Tell her that the asylum's been let loose. I will still have to create a raid command because I haven't done that yet. Yes, I have so many things on my list that I need to do. Including my bookkeeping. I need to pay my accountant soon. Anyways, I will see you all on... What is it today? It's Wednesday today, yes. I'll see you all on Saturday if you're there. 4 p.m. UK time. 4 p.m. European time, 3 p.m. UK time. And probably fucking early for you guys in Australia. Or fucking late. Whichever way you look at it. Because I know this later stream is easier for people. So have a good rest of the evening, day, wherever you are. As always, be safe. And I will see you on Saturday, or I will see you next week. Laters. Oh, I didn't press on the raid button. It helps if I say start raid. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I'm the same with most of the US streamers are streaming when I'm in bed, so... but yes, again, see you later, say hi to Becky from me, I will probably raid and run, but say the asylum's been let loose. See you all later.